All right, let's see. Okay, let's move this a little bit. There we go. All right. So, yes, I'm here in Lesotho. I am enjoying my time. I'm just relaxing. I'm with family, and I am just enjoying my time here. Like, I honestly, I was not familiar with Lesotho. It's a country inside of South Africa, and it's actually the coldest country in Africa. But right now I'm here and it's summer, so it's hot. It's like 80s, mid high 80s Fahrenheit. So it's very nice. It's really nice at night. There's just like a cool breeze. And I'm just really enjoying the sounds at night, the sounds during the day, the sounds of the birds. I really feel like I realized it today that this place looks like the Land Before Time. Like, it looks like that movie where the dinosaurs were around. And I could just picture dinosaurs being around here. Um, there's actually a site that you can go to see a dinosaur footprint. I don't think I am able to go during this trip, but that's amazing. Um, but yeah, it's really beautiful, and just the mountains, the trees, the nature, all of that is really great. And then the people, I've been able to just have some conversations with local people who are born here, from here, and just spending time with family. I'm just really relaxing. I'm not doing a whole bunch of things, keeping it somewhat low key, and it's really just enough to be here and just exist in this space and have this like pace of life. It's just, I'm enjoying it. It's fairly remote, so I'm not sure if I'll get back here, but I'll definitely be back to South Africa. I've done some traveling there, and I'm continuing to explore it. This is my first time in Africa, and it's like, it's overwhelming, in many ways. Even on the plane, as I was like coming here, I was just like, oh my goodness, like, I'm here. My grandmother at this time is 99, and I did her genealogy, and she is 40 some percent Nigerian. So I know that I have roots in Africa, different places, but it's like a feeling of coming home, even though I know this is not my home because this is my first time here. But just knowing that my people were here at some point is enough for me to feel comfortable and feel like I'm coming home in a way. And also in Lesotho, it's mostly Black people. Um, and that's comforting too, just to be around all Black people. Um, I love to see it, to just look out and see us. So many things are different, um, from like obviously driving on the other side of the road, and as a pedestrian looking both ways, being a passenger in a car thinking like, oh my gosh, we're driving into traffic. No, we're not. Everything's fine. um, to just, seeing cattle and goats and just people herding animals. Usually in the US you see, these animals and there's a fence. But I'm seeing these animals, there's no fence. They're just, the people are trusting them, they're trusting the people. So yeah, it's just interesting to just people watch, animal watch, nature watch. And then just, goodness, myself, I've been having so many different emotions. This is like an interesting time in my life. And I'm just seeing that there are just so many ways to live. Travel used to be a bigger part of my life. And now it's coming back. And I'm so grateful because there's just something about traveling and exploring and being somewhere for the first time and having to figure it out and plan and book the hotel and plan what you're gonna do, look stuff up, figure out, okay, that looks good, okay, maybe not so much, you know what, I'm gonna turn around, this doesn't feel right, you know what, I'm gonna keep going, this feels good. There's just so much of that it's good. Like, it's good for your mentality, it's good for your brain. Yeah, I'm overwhelmed in a good way. I'm overwhelmed in a good way being here. And every time you have an opportunity to travel and see the world, you can see yourself differently because you're like, okay, I can fit in there. I can make that work. I mean, the first time I went abroad, I was 16. I went to Paris. I was in a group, we were performing, we were invited to perform, to sing and dance. And then the first time I studied abroad, I was in Vienna, Austria. And then I ended up moving back there for a year and traveling to different places. But it's like Vienna became my favorite place because that was a place I was very comfortable with. But when you keep traveling, you realize you can feel comfortable other places. And that's amazing. You can feel so comfortable other places. Also, you kind of get like these new favorites. At that time of my life, Turkey was the most different place that I had ever been. And now at this time in my life, Lesotho is the most different place I've ever been. And then at another time in my life, there could be another place, And so that's exciting. But it's just like this expansion and this growth. You're just like, oh, okay, I feel good here. Oh, wow, I'm also comfortable here. Wow, I can do this. I can do that. Woo, And I had been feeling this desire to travel for a while. And it just, it wasn't happening. But I saved my money, I planned, and I work remotely, so I can do that anywhere. So that just has me thinking, girl, get out, like, go different places. Like, why stay in one place? So I'm just, man, the wheels are turning. I'm just thinking about all the other things I could do, but I'm also just happy to just be here and just stare out at the trees, listen to the wind, look up at the sky and see so many stars, like well over 100 stars, probably a planet, probably Mars out there. It's just so, I'm just grateful. This 2020, 2021, beginning of 2022, it's been a very challenging time for the world with what we're collectively going through. And for me, as someone who lives alone, works remotely, is somewhat conservative on the side of, being safe, it can feel very isolated, Even though traveling is fluid, there's something really grounding about it. It's just such an important part of who I am. Just this desire to explore. When I was a kid, my brother would play baseball, like Little League, and I was never really into sports. So he would be playing baseball, and I would go walk off into the woods behind the baseball game, the baseball field, and I would just like explore and just be in awe of like the trees and the pond and the ducks. That's the first place I saw a snake. I was 9 years old, and that snake was little, just like me. And I saw it, and I didn't scream. I just was like, that's a snake. It's not an earthworm. That's a snake. I don't know how big it was. It was probably maybe like 1.5 feet. Like, it was small. It was under 2 feet. But I just remember seeing that snake and then being like, wow, I just saw a snake. And I was by myself, you know. But that desire to like go on adventures and explore, I feel like that's something that a lot of kids have, you know, because as a kid, at least when I was a kid, we were playing outside and stuff. Just finding stuff to do. Look under rocks, see what's under there. It's a roly-poly, it's an earthworm, you know. Look at the ladybug, just like fascinated by things. You know, it's a dandelion, I'm gonna grab it and blow it. As an adult, you're like, oh, that's a weed, I don't want that. That part of me has always stayed with me, but sometimes I haven't given into it as much, and that just doesn't make me feel good. Like, me being a kid wanting to go on adventures and explore is me as an adult wanting to go on adventures and explore and being fed by being creative. And I've had so many ideas, and I've been sitting on them. Girl, get up, you know. I've been sitting on these ideas and these dreams. I mean, I can just stay in one place, go to sleep at night, and have these amazing dreams in my head, and then wake up and do the same thing. And it's like, how am I traveling and doing all of this stuff in my dreams? But in real life, I'm staying in one place. It's not adding up. So even if it's going on a hike by my house, that's good. Exploring my own state, going to a different forest preserve. I'm watching something outside. What is that? So it's time for me to actualize these dreams, and not just have dreams, but actualize them and build something real. And I'm starting it, and it takes so much more work than I thought. That's kind of comforting, because sometimes I have tried something and given up because it wasn't working in the short amount of time that I thought. But now I'm seeing, oh, it takes this. And when I throw myself into something that I'm completely passionate about, I can see the result of investing that time. But I am beyond grateful to be in Lesotho and to continue my travels in Africa.